Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video from the Sports Scoop. Obviously, you saw by the title, today we are talking about something that's been very, very much talked about, but is there a last dance-like situation in Green Bay? Mostly between, obviously, Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams, as they will be back for this year, but their future is uncertain, especially going into the next season, going to the 2022 season. If you guys are new to the channel, I am one of the analysts or hosts, as you could say, Kean McDermott. I am traveling right now, so that is why I don't have my natural setup. I have a mic, and we're doing what we can. But today we're gonna get into. I'm gonna be breaking down not a too long video, something that is definitely consumable. So do make sure to watch the full video. I'm sure it probably won't be over 10 minutes or so. So do make sure to watch the whole video and let us know. Make sure you watch and comment down below. Before we get into it, do make sure to follow us on social media at The Sports Scoop, Instagram, Twitter, and our TikTok. Helps out a ton. Help us grow our kind of page we're trying to grow. And as well, if you have any problems, not problems, I wouldn't say problems, but anything you're concerned or want to talk about, you can always message us over there. And also, we do live streams every single week. So make sure you guys turn on notifications when you subscribe to the channel, because we do Q&A. So if you guys get in the chat, it's a live chat. You can talk to us, talk anything NFL, because the season's already come. NBA's over, the draft's over. NFL season's officially upon us. I cannot be more excited. So much content's coming out. We are doing our Packers preview for the season, probably coming soon. It's fully edited. It's uploaded, just not it's not public yet. So that you can make sure that will be coming soon. But let's get into what we really want to talk about. As you can see by the visual on the screen, is this the Packers' last dance? We saw Aaron Rodgers finally came back to camp, or arrived at camp. Davante Adams, there hasn't been much controversy in terms of coming to camp and stuff. He's more of a concern going into 2022. Is I believe he's not a free agent or some he. A lot of the people were talking about his contract. The Raiders have been heavily linked with him. And look, Rodgers, I think for Packers fans, for now, you have to be glad he's back for this year. And I think why a lot of people were comparing to the last dance, a lot of people were happy that MJ was back and Pippen was back for that 1 year, that last dance year. And I think you just have to be really happy that Rodgers is back. I mean, the trade rumors, it was really high, and then it was like, okay, maybe not. And then it got really, really possible. Retirement was possible. I don't think that was actually reported, but like a betting website was betting on it, and a lot of people were scared. So Packers fan, I think you just have to be happy that he's finally back. He's in training camp. I think we can now confirm he'll be playing at least as a Packer starting game in week 1, hopefully. But look, I mean, if this ends, it'll be an end of an era, and I think we saw that Favre to Rodgers transition. We actually did a video. We posted a clip of one of our live streams. Make sure you guys tune into them, of how we think Jordan Love would be able to lead this team to the playoffs. Even if you were to possibly start, say Rodgers was traded, so it'll be so funny, because it'll be a Rodgers to Love kind of trade off, and we saw in last year's draft that they took Jordan Love, and a lot of people were like, no way Rodgers should be happy about that. They traded up. It must have caused controversy. So there's controversy between there's been tension between the organization and Aaron Rodgers since last year. And again, it's mainly a Rodgers video. Of course, we'll be talking about Davante Adams, but in terms of the last dance, look, I think there's no way these guys come back unless the Super Bowl is won, because they lost, and you can't get a step better from last year and still not win a Super Bowl, because they made it to the championship game last year. So they made it to the NFC Championship, so you can't be like, you can't say, if they do better, they can't. Like, it's maybe you make the Super Bowl and lose, but I think a Super Bowl win would be the only thing, in my opinion, that would keep Rodgers around. I'm not sure the specifics of the contract. I know in 2022 he is, I guess he just gets to kind of decide his future, if that makes sense. So yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting, definitely, to say the least. And I think, it's just such a really good storyline, because we'll see throughout the season, obviously, they brought in Jordan Love, and it just sparked something in Rodgers, which is why he had that fantastic MVP season. And then Davante Adams is just, I think, the best receiver in the league. So you're really losing. It's just going to be a huge loss. And I think, as you probably saw by the thumbnail, I think they'll really go into a kind of a rebuild. I think they have a really good coach. They kind of have very good coaching staff and pieces to build around. They obviously have Jair. They have young defensive players. Kenny Clark, Jair Alexander. Obviously, they brought in Eric Stokes, Amos, Kevin King, who they re-signed, whether that be controversial or not. We're getting into more of the Davante Adams in terms of last stand. The Raiders have been heavily linked for someone they would like to sign. We know Carr really wants him going to next season, and I don't see Adams staying if Rodgers is in there. I feel like they're kind of a duo that won't be separated, if that makes sense. because we've seen so much production throughout these two guys in the past. I'm not sure how many years. I believe since 2014. That's when Adams was drafted, highest drafted receiver since since the Packers have really he's one of the highest drafted receiver. I know Amari Rodgers this year was the highest drafted receiver since Davante Adams, who was in 2014, and again, get in the comments. Let's do what you think about The Last Dance, but it's just going to be such a fun storyline to watch because it is a kind of thing where they start really fast and they're really good, and it's looking like, okay, maybe a Super Bowl. But if I'm a fan, I don't see this team winning a Super Bowl. I mean, we've seen several teams have got increasingly better in that division. The Vikings are looking really good. Obviously, the Bears have that fantastic defense, and if Fields can show out, although they have a very difficult schedule, that can also be a kind of danger to the Packers. And then obviously the Lions, although a lot of people are expecting them to be bad, who knows? Maybe Jared Goff does something. I doubt it. I'm not going to bet on that, obviously. You're always betting on the Packers getting first in that division. But it's just interesting. And I love it. This is why I just love talking about this, because it's such an interesting storyline because, it's just so funny, the comparison between Favre was mad at them because they took Rodgers, and then Rodgers was behind wasn't there, and then he lived up to that hype, and it would be so funny if then Jordan Love did that, and Davante Adams, in terms of just the losses that this team will take if it is this last dance. I mean, let us know what you guys think of your Packers. I mean, it has to be a rebuild, because even if Jordan Love's fantastic, you're losing the best wide receiver, and I think by a good margin, at least now in terms of production. You don't see receivers like Davante Adams who get the production he does in the red zone and just overall on the field. Like, he's good at every single thing, playing the slot, play outside. So in terms of like the casualties, I mean, you lose Rodgers, who is a top 3 quarterback, I think, non-arguably. I think it's obviously Mahomes, Josh Allen, and then Rodgers. I think Rodgers and Mahomes have to be in that top 2, especially since Rodgers just won MVP. Technically, Rodgers is the best player in terms of production wise in the NFL because he won MVP. He had a stats wise phenomenal season, and to me it's like they were so good last year. They had so much production, and we saw everyone's like, go get a receiver, he needs help, but they produced without having that wide receiver too. I mean, Valdez Scantling, Lazard, like none of those guys really are serviceable, and that's not even, I don't mean to be disrespectful, not serviceable, but not like impactful guys. And then there was the Will Fuller trade rumors that didn't happen, and then they bring in Amari Rodgers who we'll talk about in our preview, from Clemson, who I think can make a big impact, but he's not going to be a kind of guy who's going to keep Aaron Rodgers around unless something significant happens for the next year. So it's just interesting. I mean, you guys got to let us know if this is the last dance for the Green Bay Packers. I mean, it is a fantastic, kind of storyline to follow. I'm clicking buttons, so that's why there's graphics popping up. I'm not post video editing this, but yeah, it's a storyline I have to follow. I feel like a reporter kind of holding the mic like this, but do make sure to let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. As well, subscribe to the channel if you made it to the end. What are your thoughts on this whole situation with Green Bay? We would love to know. And yeah, as always, if you guys do want to get more clips, we post a ton of stuff, key players. We post a lot of graphics on our Instagram. We stay up to date. You let us know. We let you know when we are posting videos. You can follow us over there. That's where we're mainly active on Instagram. Twitter, we tweet sometimes. I'm sure when the season starts, we'll be tweeting every game. But guys, you gotta subscribe. I mean, the content that's gonna be coming from this channel is gonna be like no other. I can promise you that. We will be streaming every single week during the NFL. We're gonna be doing season predictions. As it gets closer to the season, more stuff is going to be coming out for us. So do make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, comment down below. We respond to every single comment. We are the most interactive NFL page with our supporters. I don't like calling you guys fans, with people who watch our videos, people who enjoy NFL content. And if you guys are really into NFL, I promise you this is the YouTube channel for you. We do in-depth stuff. We're not just the classic rankings. We do in-depth stuff. I know I may look young, but we do our research. And I'm saying we because there's 3 other hosts, including me. 3 other hosts, not including me, Dylan, Serge, and Charlie. So you guys can go check out our other videos. Packers previews coming out. So if you enjoyed this, that will be coming out this week, and that will go in depth about Rodgers, Adams, key players, all that kind of stuff. But that was a very long outro. I hope you guys did enjoy. Keane McDermott, the Sports Scoop. We will see you in the next video. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. And yeah, is this the last dance? We'll have to see. The season will, only time will tell. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time.